The Winx Club was presented at Comic-Con Napoli 2023 with special guest Iginio Straffi, creator of the saga. Keep on watching for more information on the event and the full schedule. Let's talk about the latest news from Iginio Straffi and the Reboot team about upcoming Winx Club content. If you want to find out, then stay tuned and keep on watching for more. Hi, my name is Lavandyre. Yes, pronounced like flowering plant, herb, and color. If you've been an OG, welcome. And if you're new here, feel free to share, subscribe, and click the bell for future videos. And follow my socials to stay tuned. All links are down below in the description section. If you have anything to say, feel free to comment down below also. With that being said, let's talk about what was presented at the Comic-Con event in Italy regarding Winx Club. So if you guys have missed out about the news shared during this year's Comic-Con event, well, I'll share a bit of info on what it was about with you all. Italy fantasy series that has continued to immaculate successes in every part of the world for 19 years, the Winx Club makes a debut at Comic-Con Napoli, or the International Festival of Pop Culture. There's a full schedule of exclusive live events and a dedicated booth in the comics area. Fans and viewers were able to fully immerse themselves in the world of magnificent fairies and style icon born of Iginio Straffi's imaginative creativity, who was a special guest at the event. The Winx Club booth was located inside the building with a balloon design arch created in partnership with Meduhere, a prominent business in the creation of sustainable accessories that will serve as a true entry to the Winx universe. Many 100% bio-based pink balloons and renewable material produced will create magic dimensions atmosphere. The stands serve as the official gathering place for attendees to learn about the various live events scheduled over the 4 days, as well as the many themed activities, place where you may enjoy the enchantment of TV's most beloved fairies and immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the iconic series. The Rainbow Company, directed by Iginio Straffi, gave a program-packed and live and digital services, gadgets, and themed moments not to be missed during Comic-Con. Unreleased social filters that accompanied the special Winx Club devices, as well as an impromptu photo call area that was just some of the options for fans who were able to find out which Winx they have the most similarities with, thanks to the What Winx Are You test. And following the overwhelming success of the first edition Winx Club Cosplay Contest, so the Winx Club Cosplay Contest is a national and international competition for the best cosplayers inspired by the series characters. After the rampant success of the first edition, Winx Club Cosplay Contest was back. Alyssa Roselli, the timeless voice of the Winx songs, was also presented at this year's Comic-Con for a live performance of the series' most recognized and treasured song. So this is what happened during the event. Dennis Agostini, Drew Bloom, and Stella during his presentation. He graduated from the School of the Book of Urbino in the same year he attended the 2-year specialization in animated drawing. He began collaborating with the Rainbow team in 1997 as a layout artist and character designer, participating in the creation of Tommy and Oscar TV series, President Molo, Winx, Munchkin, Regal Academy, up to the latest Pinocchio and Friends. So Epicos Cosplay presented the Winx Club Cosplay Contest before Alyssa Roselli's live performance at Comic-Con. And so again, there was a Winx Cosplay Contest that took place as well. The Winx Cosplay Contest is an international competition dedicated to the best cosplayers inspired by the characters of the series. Not sure if there were any winners who also was announced, so if you guys know, do let us know. However, everyone looked it amazing, and you you might have seen some familiar cosplayers. So Italian singer-songwriter, best known for her work on the songs from the Italian animated series Winx Club, Alessa Vozelli performed live. Alessa is the classic voice of the Faedvst songs. She sings in both English and Italian, and she made her debut in Winx Club in the 2007 film Winx Club: The Secret of the Lost Kingdom. She went on to work with Winx Club for the second film and seasons 4 through 7. So that's from 2007 through 2015. Vozelli was one of the franchise's main vocalists, with her first song being a movie exclusive edition of You're the One, and her final song being So Wonderful Winx from the 7th season. I also believe she sang in season 8. So that's about 8 years and now 16 years of her work in all. She also attended with a live edition of the series' favorite songs. Italian Winxers community chose to pay tribute to the singer who gave voice to our hearts and dreams, as well as making the Winx Club music set the mood and meaningful messages. So well deserved that she received that, all the love. So Iginio Straffi, the father of the fairies, was the guest of honor on the final day of the event and saw about 160,000 audiences in his panel. At 1:30 p.m. in the hall, Andrea Pazinza, founder and managing director of the Rainbow production company, who would turn 20 next year, count the story of the saga that propelled Italian animation onto the world stage. Later at 3 o'clock, he was at his booth to autograph copies. Iginio says it's an honor to be here at Comic-Con and encourages cultures and social enjoyment. He has never been to Comic-Con before. It's an honor for him to be there because he's been following the rally for a while. It's a great way to see so many young people gather around their interests, whether they be comic books or movies, board games or video games. For someone like himself who works in this field, they get the chance to interact live and mingle in a healthy way as social media and cell phones are temporarily on hold. Then he explains his history in creating the Winx Club. Then a video clip dedicated to the 19 years of magical successes of the Winx, shown during the interview with Iginio Straffi on his panel. So Iginio talks about the Winx audience. The audience is clearly enriched. The first fans are over 30. Teenagers have joined. In relation to the beginning, everything has changed. Today there is not an obvious predominance of the female audience, as there was a lot of fan community that are also boys. So here's the information shared from Iginio about the older seasons, season 9, Fate, the live action, which some are based off of questions asked from fans. Flora was given plant powers for what reason? According to Iginio, Flora was always going to have nature-based powers since her name is Flora. How does Bloom seem to have less chemistry with Sky than she does with villains? And I sort of see that. Yeah, and a lot of people been doing a lot of ships with her and villains. So yeah. I'm wondering, like, also what's been preventing them from getting married, because they were engaged from the second film. In fact, all the Winx, however, I do see some needed to build on a relationship more, and that includes Sky and Bloom, especially since the most obvious reason is Diaspo. Iginio said,
ognuna ha una personalità, delle caratteristiche molto spiccate, no? Quindi quante volte abbiamo sentito alcune mamme, le nostre amiche, che si lamentano, si innamora solo i delinquenti, i ragazzi, eccetera. E quindi diciamo che una caratteristica di Bloom è quella di avere anche l'attrazione per questa forza del male che c'è in alcuni personaggi, e forse nel Reboot capiremo anche perché.
Oh! Nel Reboot capiremo perché Bloom è attratto dai cattivi.
Allora dai, facciamo
that the first 3 seasons and the movie Secret of the Lost Kingdom were created collaboratively. Naboo passed away to ensure the show could run on its own and tackle something deep that had never been done in a children's show. Season 4 was then developed when he thought, why don't we send them to Earth? As part of his contract with Nickelodeon, he had to follow some guidelines, which led to the Winx returning to school. He was glad they had a theme about spreading awareness on pollution. Iginio regretted that after the first Winx film, Francesco Artubani suggested he tell about the Trixie's past, reconnecting us to the story of the Snow Queen. But there was so much to tell about the Winx, however, Disney thought about it with the release of Frozen in 2013.
Trascorso delle Trix, perché le Trix, vediamo storia, dice perché chiaramente delle Winx si sa moltissimo, invece delle Trix si sa troppo poco. E secondo me lui mi disse dovremmo legare questa, fatti venire un'idea, dice perché sarebbe bello legare un po' questo passato con la fiaba della Regina delle Nevi, no? Della principessa così da me. Io gli dissi ma guarda, forse in futuro dobbiamo pensarci, ma per adesso c'è ancora molto da raccontare delle Winx che sono sempre comunque le protagoniste, eccetera così. E a distanza di pochi anni uscì un certo Frozen che riprese paro paro, come fa sempre la Disney, una fiaba europea, uno scandinavo in questo caso, e ne fece un successo planetario di queste 2 sorelle, eccetera. Non sono 3, però comunque avremmo adattato sicuramente concept terminato per la fiaba. E niente, colsi questo suggerimento e alla fine è arrivato prima Disney questo
questo aneddoto interessante. Peccato, ma comunque ci lamentiamo. Io volevo chiedere un'altra cosa.
I'm assuming that this has to do with season 8. So spoiler for season 8, if you haven't watched it, please skip this or mute. If you do not care, then continue watching and listening at your own risk. I assume that this has to do with Icy's backstory relating to Elsa's. Icy's backstory in season 8 was revealed to the Trix and Winx. They had collected the 7th Prime Star on planet Diamond, where we learned that Icy's story is also a little similar to Bloom in some ways. Also, she's an older sister to a cursed white fox named Sapphire, who has been solitude to the planet. A shaman witch invaded their planet and cursed Sapphire. Icy became a witch so that she can become strong enough to break her sister's curse. Darcy and Stormy also find out that they are not biologically Icy sisters. They are only sisters by association. In other words, because they were very close friends, they consider each other like sisters, but they are not actually blood related. This was a huge change from the Trix's backstory that we know of with their relations to the ancestral witches. Ray reported that children under the age of 5 prefer animated series while other children prefer live action programming. This is why season 8's look changed and felt more aimed at young children. And there might be another collaboration with Funko Pop. Fingers crossed. As you know, I love Funko Pops. I have the Powerpuff Girls collection and I'm working on Sailor Moon ones and Miraculous. I know there are Fate figures that reminded me of the Funko Pops, but they whitewash Aisha and there's not Floor included. So, and someone mentioned to Iginio considering collectible figures. He's never thought of that and doesn't dislike the idea, which I really hope he considers, because if you know me, I'm a huge collector and a lot of us are. I know Winx has merch and they're doing a lot more collaborations that are out now that we are happy about. Dolls, games, comics, makeup, clothes for children, teen, adults, boys and girls, unisex, etc. I'm glad that they have their own merch store as well. But I think it's time for figures, and I mean high quality figures, because it's very deserving, especially since the series has been around for 19 years. So Miraculous has been out for 9 years, and they have an art figure, a Ladybug and Cat Noir resin statue, and the Sailor Moon's been out for 31 years, and tons of figures for decades. And I know that they have a budget for a lot of projects. I know that they have the Kinder special surprise collectible figures, but we need exclusive high quality collectible figures for collectors. Even if it's their season 3 civilian forms, the Magic Winx, Charmix, I will love Chantix. I can envision a beautiful Daphne nymph figure of the Golden Goddess. Teen adult size Winx costume for cosplayers. Even though we have amazing cosplayers creating costumes already, this would be great for people who can't create their own outfits. So here's about season 9, the reboot season, the next new season. There will be major revelations and new narrative in the next season. Future generations will be able to enjoy the pure soul of the first 3 seasons of the Winx, starting from scratch. There will be big mysteries revealed, and that has never been revealed before. But the story will begin with the Winx's origins. New viewers will be also able to see the Winx, while old fans will enjoy it because it remains true to the original series ideals. A new perspective will be provided on how the Winx were formed, and several secrets from the original series will be revealed, including one that is extremely significant. So my thought is that maybe Naboo, Daphne, Valtor, Roxy. Unfortunately, Roxy is not going to matter. After discussing the development of the Winx from the start, a new story will be told with a plot point that has never been presented from the beginning, has never been revealed. The new series will be completely different from previous installment. Due to an agreement with major company, the film will be translated into more than 40 plus languages at the same time as Italy in 2024. This might result in few months delay until 2025 to have worldwide releases. He is working with a large company. Regarding the Fate the Winx Saga, they have been trying for several years to negotiate with the possibility of continuing the series with Netflix. Iginio has remained in negotiation with Netflix about bringing back the Fate the Winx Saga. So far there has been ups and downs, and they're finding it difficult to get in touch with the cast members who have earned new opportunities currently. And about the film, the script has already been written, but the suggestions were on a low budget, would have resulted in portrayal focused on the psychological and social views. There's already a screenplay ready for a live action picture, but so far the production offers have been limited, resulting in a film with few visual effects whose emphasis is more on the character development of the characters. The Winx needs a phenomenal movie alternatively. There has not been a response from a Hollywood producer, but there's no rush. A project with this value might take a long time. So the reboot may happen in 2025, then Fate determines if they get it back. Then there's a live action. Only certain things that there will be content for a big budget, including following the reboot. In all, it appears to be the course of the project. So here are my thoughts. Upon receiving the information, I'm very neutral. I have mixed feelings. I'm happy, I'm sad. At the same time, I'm very emotional. This reboot seems interesting. I feel like they are trying their best. It would be symbolic if they released the reboot, like debuted it the same time, same date as the original series for an anniversary. That would be cool for a 20th anniversary or their 30th anniversary, and that would go same for the live action. I really would hope people will stop pressuring and pushing Iginio for a 3rd season of Fate, because first of all, it's not normal. Second of all, Fate was mediocre at its best. If anything, I personally would love a WoW revival. It could be better also, but I think out of season 8 and Fate, World of Winx was the best thing that came out, in my opinion, since seasons 5 through 7 of current stuff. I feel like I enjoyed Wild a lot more. Season 8 was okay. It could have been worked on a little bit more, but you know, it's a soft reboot. And then Fate, it was okay, but it was bad. All right. And I really hope that season 9 delivers. They at least will give the same vibes of season 1 through 3 and stories. And I'm just sick of the excuse that Winx got. They feel like it's more catered to younger kids only, and they're trying to aim it to younger kids only, because there's cartoons that can balance the mediums of being childish and mature in a great way. So, and Winx Club was very successful in America when it came on 4Kids TV from 2004 to 2007. I feel, in my opinion, you know, the Mattel dolls came out. I'm sure they probably made a lot of sales from that and such. So despite how 4Kids treated the show, it still was popular over here because of it in the US. So I also will hope they stop whitewashing or changing Aisha and Flora's skin color palette, and that they make the show and the girls authentic and accurate. And the Tekna supremacy, like Tekna is very underrated, underappreciated. She wasn't shown in Fate like we hope she was. So I hope for the live action that happens. If they do go on with season 3 of Fate, at least have a Tekna, because she's part of the main girls. She's been in since the first series. And another thing I learned is that to just take every word that Iginio says with a grain of salt. Try not to get your hopes up too high to then be disappointed. And I really hope that they didn't title the reboot like season 9, because although it's a reboot and they're changing stuff, it still feels like a continuation, which it feels like they need to just end the series and then start with a reboot. But we understand from the past issues, and also they want to keep people reminded of the show, the Winx Club. But yeah, we can know on our own where the endings are, but it will be good if they officially didn't call it season 9 and just call it something else. So yeah, we don't care if the live action is or not Hollywood production. We want accurate, authentic quality and quantity of the content. There's a lot to say, but that's all for now. So Reboot 2025 is coming out in 2025. There might be a trailer in between 2024 to 2025. Nothing like the last season. It'll be full of surprises. Overall, he seems positive about it, and a big secret will be revealed in the reboot. And the release order will be between Fate, if they're still working on it, and season 9 reboot, and then the live action movie. So the live action movie seems to be it seems to be confirmed. And that's all the Winx news shared by Iginio at Comic-Con this year. Thank you for watching and listening. Click the bell and subscribe for more Winx videos, and let me know down in the comments your thoughts or what you'd like for me to share next. Please like the videos if you enjoyed, and hope to see you again for the next one.